Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the Five of Pentacles. And the tarot deck that I am going to be using is the Wider Weight Tarot. And as you can see, my tarot box is a little beat up. And the reason why it's so beat up is because I've been reading from this tarot deck for way over 20 years. So that's why it's so beat up. But it's beat up for a good reason. It shows that I've been using the deck for over 20 years. For a while, I was just using this tarot deck. But anyway, Five of Pentacles. As you can see here, has two people. And these two people look like they're in despair. You have one person who's on crutches. You have another person here who basically is walking outside with no shoes on in the snow. So yeah, this is a definitely a bad situation, and the feeling that I get from this card is a lack of money, a lack of resources. So if you're in this type of situation, then you may need help from an outside source. So whatever your faith is, be you Christian, Muslim, or whatever, you can always turn to that if that is your faith. Those of you who are left-hand path, now watch this. If you turn the card this way, let's see if you can see it. Sorry about the glare. You can kind of see it right here. The pentacles are inverted. So if you follow more of a left-hand path approach to your philosophy, then instead of going to a religious institution, you go within to solve your problems. Now, the feeling I get from this card, this is particularly money problems. It could be problems with the family, feeling like an outsider. If you're in a situation where you might end up homeless or no place to go, now this card can definitely speak to that. And like I said, from a reverse point of view, it means that you really have to go within to solve your own problems. Upright, maybe you want to go to a religious institution that you belong to. But note that it is outside and it is cold, so you need to do something. This is not a situation where you can stay. You don't want to stay in a situation because only thing that can come from this situation is more bad things can happen. So this is definitely a card that you want to overcome. And if I was doing a tarot reading for myself and this card came up, I would reevaluate how I'm handling my finances. I would reevaluate how I'm dealing with other people who might not have the same finances or the same resources that I have. So it could be that this isn't you, this could be somebody that you know. Now, this talk here is going to be for people reading tarot cards for themselves, not necessarily for someone reading a tarot card for someone else. It could apply, yes, but those of you who've been watching my channel know that at the moment I'm not doing tarot card readings. And I still have an obligation as a witch to do something for the public, right? So what I'm doing is teaching you how to do a tarot reading for yourself. And the great thing about this is it's free. You don't have to pay any money. All you gotta do is just watch my channel. You hit the like button, and if you do want to contribute a little something, you can join my Patreon. I add the link below. But as I said before, this is a situation where it needs to be changed. So the cards that go along with this card will be cards that would help you in remedying this situation, just causing an end to the situation. Because I said before, this is, you could really end up in a stagnant situation where that can really bring you down. So you don't want to remain in this card, you know. Or if you know someone who is homeless, or if you know someone who needs help, you know, help them. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, this is the situation or the meaning that I get from this card. So it's not a really positive card. It's an action card. It's a card that you have to put some blood, sweat, and tears into. And it doesn't matter if the card relates to you or if it relates to someone else. It just means that you need to get busy and start kicking some ass and make things right. You know, remedy yourself. You know, and just overcome the problem. And even though people might act cold towards you, you don't have to act cold toward other people. You know, so in other words, if you're in a situation where you're one of the two people here, and you find that the world is acting really cold towards you, or you know that you need help, then there's always help on the way. Because if you look here, they're right outside what looks like a church. Now, if you're pagan, you're a witch, it doesn't have to be a Christian church. You know, it could be your own faith. You know, go to someone who practices similar to what you practice. And, you know, there's no shame in asking for help. And as I said, if your left-hand path, where the pentacles are reversed, then that means that you really need to do some inner searching and really concentrate on causing a change in your life from within. So anyway, that is my interpretation of this card. It's not a very positive card. It's an action card. It's a card that says, hey, you got to get off your butt and, you know, start solving some problems. So, in a tarot card reading for yourself, you can do past, present, future. What I like to do when I am reading for other people is, those of you who have gotten tarot card readings from me, I don't necessarily use the Celtic cross, and I don't use any of the spreads that are written in a lot of these books. I ask the person, what's happening in your life right now, and what do we need to change? And I write it all down, and I set a card down for each issue that they're having. And I go over the cards with them, and then we try to come up with some type of solution. Now, you can do it that way. You can do past, present, future, or you can pull a card. And that's one really cool thing about the tarot. If you're reading for yourself, you can pull a card a day. You can pull a card multiple times a day. You can just pull a card and just meditate what the card means and not necessarily do a reading for yourself. It can be just a meditation on that card. And then when you are doing a reading for yourself or for other people, if you feel comfortable reading for other people, you'll have a deeper meaning of what that card means. I remember I attended one workshop this is over 10 years ago. And the person teaching the workshop had us draw a card. So I'm going to draw a card from here, which is the Hanged Man right here. And he told us to look at the card and then put it down and describe everything in the card. And it was I would say probably about 10 of us, and everyone described something different. You know, they got the main crux of it. You know, a man standing with, like if they were looking at this card, a man hanging upside down, one leg crossed. But there's other little things, like the leaves that's here, the way the feet are positioned, the color of the clothes, the radiance of the hair, or the halo around his head, and why that halo is there. So everyone sees something different. So I thought that was very interesting when we did that. And it was this, I remember one girl in particular, she was describing things and I was like, I never noticed that before. Which I found very interesting. So that could be something else that you can do if you're reading tarot cards for yourself. And you can take your time. You know, you're not charging anybody money, or you're not reading for someone. You can actually take your time and try to picture the card in your head and try to remember everything and write it down, and grab the card again and see what's happening. See if you got it right. Maybe something came up that's not there but was significant and somehow relates to the card. So that's interesting too, and that can also be a point of something to focus on when you're doing a reading. Also, one of the things that happens, and it happens every now and then in a reading, I'm shuffling the cards and whatnot, and all of a sudden the card just flies across the room. Always pick that card up, look at it, and add that towards your reading. And those of you who know that, those of you who have done tarot readings with me know that I don't necessarily use reverse cards. I do sometimes, but in this case, this is one of the rare times that I would do a reverse reading with a card. And it all depends on who I'm dealing with. If I'm dealing with a spiritual person, I would do the reading with it upright. If I'm dealing with someone who follows the left-hand path, then I would probably do it this way. So this is one of the exceptions to the rules. Anyway, I'll be posting more videos like this, and let you know how I read tarot and giving you advice on how to read tarot for yourself. And as I said before, I'm not doing tarot card readings right now, but as a witch, I do feel that I have some type of, how can I say it? I want to give back to the community. So giving back to the community could mean, making YouTube videos and teaching you how to read tarot cards for yourself. And if you do want to support me in the things that I do, then I do have a Patreon page. It's only $5, and I'll put the link below, and you'll get videos on that channel that you won't see on my regular channel. Alright, so that's all for today, and until next time, love is the law. Uncle Jocelyn, and peace.